Hello, lovelies. Welcome back to another plan with me. It is June, y'all, and I cannot believe it. I can't be the only one who is sitting here thinking, where did the year go? So let us check in on our goals and get organized together. y'all. I could put on the same clothes as I had on yesterday and pretend that I did all of this in one sitting. But reality is I did not. And last night I finished up the paper planning. We can review a bit of May before we get into Notion. I don't know that we've ever gone through my paper planner in this much detail. So skip around if this is not interesting to you. It takes me more than 5 minutes to do my paper planning because there's all of these things. Where do we want to start? This was my chore tracker for May. I pretty much completed all of my daily chores every single day with the exception of checking my mail, which I feel like is okay. The reason I put this on here is because it does force me to leave my house and get some steps in and then come back in. It's just been so rainy lately. I haven't really wanted to go anywhere. Making my bed, checking my mail, taking my night supplements, and doing what I call a 2-minute tidy. For me, that literally just means if I'm not feeling it, if I'm in my luteal phase, I literally set a timer for 2 minutes and I tidy up what I can. I put whatever I need to back in its place. When the timer goes off, I do something else. So that's been super helpful. And I literally completed that every single day, which is pretty cool. Weekly chores, we're adults. Laundry, trash, recycle, refreshing my bathroom towels, changing my sheets, and then decluttering one space. Some of these boxes have multiple check marks because I did multiple things. Decluttering one space, I decluttered more than one. Monthly chores, I actually did a pretty good job with my monthly chores too, actually. Normally, you see how this page is themed to be like, actually, hold please, I'll put this back here. Okay, so do you see how this page was literally themed to be hot pink header, hot pink title, whatever? I started using this marker, obviously, to check this off. And perfectionist Jordan would have not done anything on this page if it was not hot pink, because I wanted all of the check marks to be hot pink. Stay with me. But literally, whenever I had time to go into my planner, I would use whatever color pen I had laying around. And I know this may not seem like a big deal to some of you, but for a perfectionist, especially when you've got spreads that are color coordinated, this is a win for me. So more than just completing all of my chores, I was really able to, in small ways, step out of my perfectionism. I don't like to leave chores or honestly anything on a checklist as blank. I just put an arrow like next, meaning like I may not have done it this go round, but like I'm moving it to another list. I'm moving it for later. I'm postponing. So some of these are going to be postponed and I will add them to my chore tracker for June. Look at my coloring page. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I cannot color outside of the lines, even if it's a page I don't like or an image I don't like or whatever. There's just something about, I don't know. I really want to stay in the lines. But for this little coloring page, because the flowers and the leaves were swirly too, it didn't bother me as much to go outside the line. My routine when I'm part of my night routine is going through my planner. I call it plan tomorrow today. And so I literally come to the chore tracker, check off what I did or didn't do, color a flower or a leaf, refresh myself on what I wanted to focus on for the month, and etc. What else is in here? Ooh, let's look at the monthly roadmap. Obviously to check in, but does anybody else think that the way that I wrote really loud is really neat? Even is this seat taken? I was like, whose cursive is that? I've been practicing and I'm really excited because sometimes it's neat, sometimes it's illegible, sometimes it's somewhere in between. I learned recently that they have stopped teaching cursive in school, which I was like, not how I was raised. As a part of our summer homework to write a letter in cursive, like in middle school. So the fact that they don't even teach it in school, how are they going to sign a check? Girl, who's signing checks? But how are they going to sign their name on, I don't know, their deed for their house or their apartment contract? People just literally go like this and call it a day. Ever since I learned that, I don't want that to be a lost skill for me personally. So I've been practicing wherever I can. So that's a bit of an aside, but I just kept looking at this page being like, girl, your cursive is getting so much better. And I'm so proud of myself. There's dedicated sections for books to read, games to play, movies and shows to watch, and things to make. Movies and shows to watch, I don't think it's in my Notion dashboard anywhere. I watched Ponyo, which is a Studio Ghibli. Somebody leave a comment down below with the phonetic pronunciation of Studio Ghibli. I've heard Studio Ghibli. I've heard Studio Ghibli. One time I saw this video of this guy who was from Japan and he was like, you're all pronouncing it wrong. And he pronounced it right, but I couldn't pronounce it still. So don't come for me. We're going to say Studio Ghibli. Every month I want to watch a film. I literally have a junk journal for Studio Ghibli. So every time I watch a movie, I follow these stickers and I didn't know what to do with them. So I'll put the stickers on the page and write when I watched the movie and what I liked about it. So that's just something that I've been trying to incorporate into the movies and shows to watch bucket. I did end up watching the drama and I started Ancient Magu's Bride, which is an anime. I don't use the calendar. What is this called? Monthly View? I don't really use it, clearly. I just think it's too repetitive. What's in my weekly and in my phone calendar and in my Notion, I don't also need it here. And I have an acrylic board on my fridge. There's a weekly board and then a monthly board. I don't need that and this. What else is in the planner, y'all, that you would like to see? My May reflection page, I did that yesterday. I didn't film all of it because my phone is my camera. I needed my phone to literally go through my cove and recall all of the things that I did in the month. Cause y'all, I feel like it flew by. Every month right now is really flying by. I don't know if you feel that way as well, but the categories on the monthly reflection are: I cared for myself by doing X, Y, and Z. I was happiest when I avoided. I will work on. So every month, in addition to reflecting on what you did or your highlights or whatever, those are 4 specific prompts that you can reflect on every single month. So it's consistent. And then we'll move to June. So paper planning for June. Oh, I forgot. This is my hobby tracker for May. It lived in the June section because it's double-sided. So bear with me. Hobby tracker for May. Do I have a pen? There's a pen holder in this, by the way. Okay, let's update this really quickly because I didn't do it when I was doing my paper planning. So I wanted to work on it for 8 days out of the month of May. And I did 3, 6, 9, 17 days. And so in the total, I'm writing 17, which is more than double my original goal. And I picked 8 for YouTube because I just figured if I do something YouTube related twice a week, wait, is that twice? Yeah, twice a week, I'd be covered. I'd be good to go, right? I could choose a Saturday to film everything that I wanted to film. I could stay up late on Friday after work and edit, right? So I was like 2 days a week. I feel like I could get some YouTube stuff done, but I did something for 17 days out of 31, which is pretty cool. And I actually did end up spending a lot of time remaking my channel banner. So if you haven't seen my channel, if you haven't subscribed or visited my page, please do, because I updated my channel banner and I think it is so cute. And then I spent a lot of time trying to figure out these animation things in Canva. I have Canva Pro, not sponsored. I wanted to also redo the Cozy Creative click with the heart as my intro. I wanted to redo that and make it match my channel banner. So took me way longer than it probably should have. Anyway, I also updated my intro, I guess you could call it, and it has some dope music. And I added that same music to my outro and redid the outro so that I could add my subscribe button at the end so that you guys can subscribe and share with your friends. I just wanted it to all be cohesive and stuff. When you hear that beat, you know my videos are starting. And like when you hear it again, you know my videos are ending. I don't know. I just thought it would be really cute. Back to the hobby tracker. For reading, I said I wanted to read for 23 days. Actually, did I do any reading yesterday? Let me think. Oh, I did. I read Pendragon. I read a couple of pages before I went to bed. All right, let's see. Even though I didn't meet my reading goal in terms of days, actually, let me recount that. Did I do that right? 4, 3, no. Okay, it's 20. Even though I only did 20, I ran out of audiobook listening. So that's at least 15 hours that y'all know that I was listening to Iron Gold, obviously. And so I'm okay with that. That's directionally fine. For Spanish, I dropped my goal from 4 to 3, and I actually didn't end up doing my third. I had some issues logging into the app, and I thought I was going to do it yesterday, but I didn't. So in the tracker, I'm just going to put nope. Gaming, I wanted to game at least 4 times because, again, I'm thinking like 1 weekend, 1 day per week makes 4 days as my target, and I did 5. I recently got back into Pokemon. Gardening and plants, and this includes literally any plant chores. So changing the water as I'm like propagating some stuff, even if I just did that for 1 plant, that counts to me. I've got an outdoor garden as well that I've been checking up on. I wanted to do 20 days, which frankly is a little bit optimistic. The reality is 3, 6, 9, 11, which I'm okay with because I think some of my upstairs plants would disagree with me, but I don't know that I need 20 days to take care of my plants. Something to think about as I do my hobby tracker for June. And then journaling or crafting. At first, it just said crafting for 4 days out of the month. I created some spreads on my junk journal, and I want to spend more time doing that because I think it's cool and I like it. And it's just another hobby that I've added to the running list this year. But I just wanted it to be more all encompassing. And so I actually did 3, 5. So 5 days out of the month, I either was in my junk journal or I did some sort of crafting, which I included coloring in this bucket, if you will, because I did recently get back into coloring. So yeah, I wanted to spend more time in the month of May gaming. and I wanted to spend more time outside, I would say I did both of those. So we're just going to put it at heart. I wanted to learn about AI agents, self-explanatory. I feel like it's super popular right now, especially in corporate. And I feel like it's like a buzzword in the sense of everybody's talking about it. There's a lot of hype about it. There's a lot of discourse about it. There's some controversial opinions about it, but I actually want to learn how to use it as a tool to benefit me. Oops. Sorry, I didn't realize that my hair was covering the mic this whole time, you guys. I apologize. Yeah, I didn't realize. What was I saying? Oh, there is a lot of discourse, but for me, I guess I could move the mic down. How cute is this sweater, by the way? It's cerulean. Hold, please. I put on the hobby tracker that I wanted to learn about AI agents. So it's like, how do you program AI to help you do a thing? Or like, how do you write the right instructions for an AI tool to help you do the thing? I don't know that I would say that I did, but I did, which I know makes no sense. And then I wanted to learn about concise communication, which I didn't really do anything for it, but I am yappy. If you're on this channel, you're here for the yaps. But I think in different spaces, I want to be more concise. So if somebody asks me a question at work, maybe they don't need all of the context. Maybe they don't want it. Maybe they just want an answer to their question. If you were like, Jordan, how was your weekend? That doesn't count because that's social. But if somebody asked me a question about a work deliverable or a work task, I just want to be able to answer them concisely. See, that was concise, wasn't it? Okay. And then there's an I can rest box. I put my post work ritual. If you're interested in what that looks like, leave a comment down below and I can make a video about it. I can rest by focusing on my sleep schedule. So that is the hobby tracker for May. Now we can move to June for paper planning. How pretty is she? Can we just take a second? Look at the cursive. My handwriting is getting, not that honestly, I have been told that I have nice handwriting. If you haven't seen my What's in My Cafe bag, I do yap about this a tad. I believe that good handwriting takes practice and good handwriting comes down to the pen or the pencil or the marker that you use. So if you give me a chicken scratch pen, I'm going to give you chicken scratch writing. If you, oh God, if you give me whatever this is, it doesn't say it on the thing, but it's called caramel macchiato and it has a little icon of a pretzel and then it says afternoon tea, which literally makes no sense. If you give me something like this or a lot of the calligraphy markers that I use, especially the broad tips, you're gonna get this, you guys. Oh, I love it so much. Okay. Let's see what we're into for the June hobby trackers. Y'all, I just think about the month of June and I am so down. Yesterday, I was really trying to plan and all I could do was like think about crying and try not to cry. Not because I think June's going to be a bad month, but because I don't know, blue deals come to get me. A lot of times when I'm in that phase of my cycle, I feel like a gremlin. I feel like I'm like the ugliest person on the face of the planet. I don't feel motivated. I'm not productive. I don't know. Mentally, I can clock it, but I feel like it definitely made planning, especially in the paper planner, a bit difficult. I made this spread. I only put 3. I don't know if I'm going to have time for all of my hobbies, which brings down the mood because I have so many and I would love to have all the time in the world to do them. Hobbies for June. We are looking at reading. We will cover that in Notion. I'll just put free time up here and then write in what I want to use it for. Reading for 15 days. That's the goal. Frankly, because it's so nice having this back to back. Because in May, I read for 20 days. A part of me is kind of like, I could up that goal, but we're going to say 15 because that feels doable. That's about half of the month. For gaming, I put 6 days, which if we go back to May, gaming was 5 days. So adding an extra day of gaming. I do want to get back into my iPad games. Lately, I've been very into Pokemon Sword. I finished the game 2 years ago or something, and I hadn't picked it up in a minute. And then I was going to pick up Stardew Valley, but barrier to entry is high because and I feel like Stardew Valley, once I'm away from my farm for an extended period of time, I just get a lot of anxiety and stress about jumping back into it because I don't want to ruin the progress that I made. There's this expanded island or whatever that I unlocked. And all I remember from the last time is I was picking up golden acorns, golden something. I don't know. I'm like foraging for these golden thingies on this island. And all I remember is that I packed a tent so that I could stay overnight and leave my wife, Abigail, behind at the farm. Here's the thought process. If I pick up Stardew Valley as my game, I'm going to have to remember a ton to be able to make use of the tent. It's not that deep. Stardew Valley is not that deep. But that's why I was like, what other game feels real chill, real cozy, low to no barrier to entry? And I was like, duh, Pokemon. I'm on the Isle of Armor. Right now, I'm at the place where I have to pick either the Tower of Darkness or the Tower of Water. And so I'm training up this new Pokemon that I got. And
Eventually, I'm going to battle one of the battle towers and win, obviously. My game of choice for June, maybe I'll be brave and get back into Stardew and just accept the consequences of my dead farm or whatever it is that I'm walking back into. My mad wife. Abigail is the best wife, by the way. She gave me a bomb for the mind. All that I decided to do was reading for 15 days, gaming for 6 days, and then I'm going to work on my novel and I want to do that for 10 days. What else is on here? Okay. There's a little section that says this month. On the prompt, it says, I want to spend more time. I put in my junk journal. I want to learn grilling. I know how to grill. I just want to grill more. Is there a more summer thing than grilling? I can rest by consuming without creating, which as a creator, that can be quite difficult. I want to consume content and do hobbies without filming it, which might sound a little bit basic, but I think in my mind, it's adjacent to like, you don't need to monetize all of your hobbies or like, you don't need to monetize everything that you do. I don't need to film everything that I do. Obviously, I want to share a lot with y'all and I have a ton of stuff to talk about. I don't know. I'm trying to get into the habit of balancing content creation and just consuming content for the sake of consuming it. Going out to a cute happy hour with my friends and not filming it. That's a type of rest that I want to introduce in the month of June. I also talked a little bit about sensory rest. And so some ideas for myself that I am interested in trying or have tried in the past is no screens or socials before 9. Done. Y'all, when I tell you I'm the most chronically offline person ever, I'm going to give myself that badge of honor because I'm not really online. Maybe I have one day a week where I'll jump on IG or something. Watching YouTube doesn't count to me because I don't know, it's just a different platform. There's a lot around doom scrolling and getting off your phone and living an analog life and all these sorts of things, which I think that they're quite trendy right now. I will be very curious how everybody is feeling and what everybody is doing when the trend dies down. Something I've been thinking about is how can I utilize that time? Not that I spend that much time on socials anyway, but like how can I utilize that time, especially before 9? Jordan, what are you checking before 9? What needs to be checked before 9 a.m.? Nothing. There is nothing that important on social media or on my phone, frankly, other than the Routinery app and the Activations app, maybe texting my family good morning. There's nothing that I need my phone for before 9 a.m. I saw an ad, I got a discount code, and I bought a brick, and it's been the best thing that has ever happened to me. I fell into the hype. I have zero regrets. Originally, I think I had my brick scheduled to be, was it 9 to 9? And then I found myself 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Where did the evening go? Right after 9 a.m., I can use all my socials or all the apps that now I think my break schedule is 8:30 p.m. Again, why do I need to be on socials before 8:30? 9 o'clock is when my night routine starts anyway. Half hour before the night routine starts, I can be doing a hobby or watching TV or calling a friend or whatever, cleaning up. I could be doing anything else. The morning time is like 10:30. And so even on weekends, if I wake up and I check my phone, I do put YouTube in there because I am the person that's up until 4 a.m. watching YouTube, or I used to be anyway. But now I have the brick. If I want to watch YouTube on the weekends, I am blessed enough to have a television, so I will turn on the TV. Anyway, that's what I mean by no screens or socials before 9, taking walks with earplugs. The world is very loud to me now. And I think it was loud before, but I had more like, I don't know, maybe it just didn't stand out to me as much. If you're just driving in your car with no music on, which I would recommend, the sound of the wind as you're driving, the sound of your car, depending on how old your car is, people zooming past you on the road. They're like birds. The world is quite noisy. I have tried to take a couple of walks, get my steps in, but instead of listening to something, I literally will put in earplugs. I feel like I have a pair of earplugs in every single room to dampen this auditory stimulation. I don't know what you would call it, but that's something that I put in the sensory rest column. Taking a long self-care shower, my end of day 9 to 5 ritual. Social rest, I said one solo day out of the house, which I know might sound like the exact opposite of social rest. The rest comes in the solo part and pushing my introverted self and my socially anxious self to get out of my house. I can't make friends or meet people, meet the love of my life if I'm in my house. So taking myself out somewhere, even going to a different cafe than the one that I went to last month, then saying no once a week. And that could be anything. Obviously not in a rude way, but as I've entered my 30s, I'm very big into my boundaries and protecting my energy and protecting my peace and protecting my space, not freely giving those things away at the expense of myself and at the expense of my well-being, but really trying to, within reason, say no. And it's okay. It's okay. Oh, Jordan, do you want to come out with us and do da da da? No, but thank you for thinking of me. Or at work, if somebody's, oh, Jordan, do you have capacity to do this thing? No, I don't. Or if I do have capacity, I'll be like, I can help you with that thing, but I can't get it done until the end of the day, or I can't get it done until next week. Boundaries, right? I don't know if I'm making any sense. It's also literally after work, so my brain is probably fried, but hopefully that makes sense. In the mental rest, let a problem sit without solving it. I got that suggestion from the internet, and I'm actually quite curious how that'll pan out for me because I don't know that I've ever done that ever, unless it's literally stuff that's out of my control. So I think that'll be an interesting one to come back and revisit. And then a day or a habit without tracking. That includes my step because I do track my steps all the time. I want to try in the month of June choosing a habit not to track and or spending an entire day not tracking. Cozy hobby day. That's obvious. Those are always fun. Next, we've got June chore tracker. Cute, right? Basically the same chores as last time, making my bed, 2-minute tidy, taking my supplements, checking my mail. The one thing that I added that is new is I added completing. I have 4 habits that I track in the habit app, and I have a little widget on my phone for it. A lot of times, especially hydration, some days I don't track it. I don't need to meet the habit goal per se, but I think I just want to get into the rhythm of actually filling in the things every single day. That's the idea behind this one. Same weekly chores as we're used to, changing my sheets, taking out my trash, doing my laundry, decluttering. And actually trash day was today. So we're already making some strides there. Monthly chores, all of the boring things that like either carried over from last month or that I want to do in June. Sanitizing my wash machine, would recommend. If you have never sanitized your wash machine, the way that I think about it is even if it smells fine, that thing is holding water and soap and whatever all the time. It needs to be cleaned sometimes. I sanitize my wash machine. She smells great. I put some smelly beads in it. She's shiny. The barrel or whatever the inside of the thing is called, super shiny now. I know that I am an adult if my list of chores includes sanitizing my wash machine. Same couple of monthly chores that we've been talking about. I'm going to sanitize my dishwasher. And I need to clean out my car, schedule my home cleaning, clean my fridge, check my filters in my fridge, repotting my indoor plants, tidying up my guest room. Yesterday, luteal phase. I was feeling pretty down for most of the day, but then I just got a surge of Jordan. There are people counting on you to do what you said you were going to do. I tend to be a little bit more externally motivated. I'm intrinsically motivated for the things that matter. Like I'm a pretty ambitious, but external motivation for some things works really well for me. I was like, you can't not go up in the attic and change your HVAC filter because you put it on the list and you have people that are going to be wondering if you did that. I know that you're not really wondering, but that was my mentality as I was going. Monthly roadmap for personal goals. I put solo dates, which we talked about, doing my plant chores, continuing to declutter, having hobby time. Last video, I think I talked a little bit about my bear routine, my bear chronotype, and the routine that is working for me. So continuing to do that. Exercising in the morning, self-care goals, taking a bath because I don't really do that often. Epsom salt baths are something that I want to try. For muscle soreness, getting a massage. I really want to do that. I need to do something for myself. Getting 8 hours of sleep, sensory rest, which we talked about. While we're in here, we might as well complete it, y'all. Today is June 1st. I did wake up at 5:45, so we'll put an X in the 6 a.m. wake up column. And then I put a 7 a.m. tracker. And then if I wake up at 8 a.m. or after, I also put that in here. It's not that I don't get sleep. My level of fatigue depends very much on where I am in my cycle, but I don't know. It might be interesting to track how many days of the month am I waking up at 6, 7, and 8 or onward. We're going to try and use that in terms of the habit tracker for June. Games to play. We talked about Pokemon Sword, but I want to get back into Zelda maybe. While we're here, I'll just put iPad games because it might be nice to take a bit of a break from the Switch, even though I love it. My friend is coming to visit, so I think I'm going to put Mario Party on here. I really like it, and it's a lot more fun when you've got people to play with. So those are the 4 games in the games to play section. Movies and shows to watch. There's just something about the art of a Studio Ghibli film that brings me so much comfort. I'm realizing right now that there are probably people that have never watched a Studio Ghibli film. So if you've never watched a Studio Ghibli film before, please do. You will not regret it. Except Howl's Moving Castle. This might be the most controversial opinion out there, but Howl's Moving Castle was not good, you guys. It was not good. I am not on the bandwagon for that one. He could have done better. Somebody said that The Boy and the Heron was very good. I don't have any stickers for that one. It has been scientifically proven that playing Zelda Breath of the Wild and watching Studio Ghibli alters your brain chemistry and makes you happy, basically. And then I started back up again, Legends of Korra, because why not? I recently watched the Tar movie, the 2026 movie that just dropped or dropped and got leaked and then got dropped, whatever. I recently watched that and it was so good. I texted my brother and I was like, oh, this was too short. Mind you, it was like an hour and a half. That's just a world I will forever love and will never get old. The Avatar universe is just, I don't know that I will ever get over it. So I've seen Legends of Korra like 50, 11 times. But now that I'm chatting with y'all, I do want to finish. I have 2 episodes left of Desperate Housewives. And I don't know if y'all do this, but I've been procrastinating because I don't want it to be over. I'm very late to the party, but it's my first time watching the TV series. I'm 2 episodes from the end. I do this weird thing where I don't finish a thing because I don't want the thing to end. But then you're kind of like, Jordan, you can rewatch it or redo it or reread it. Something in my brain is just, I don't want to. I literally have been waiting to watch. Waiting for what? Waiting for why? There's 2 episodes left of Desperate Housewives, and then I will be done with the series. There was something else I wanted to put on the movies and shows to watch. Last month, I saw The Devil Wears Prada 2, hence the attire. It's so cute. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little red heel embroidered onto the sweater. Old Navy, you guys. Old Navy has really been stepping up their game. But anyway, it's cerulean. I watched that movie, would rewatch. Dare I say it was better than the first. I would love to see the movie Michael. I've heard very good things. I don't know if I'm going to get around to it, but was there another movie or show I wanted to add to this? Oh, Paradise. Apparently, I didn't finish it. Me and my dad were like, oh, okay, cool. This is the end. There's 8 episodes. But then yesterday I was talking to my friend and she was like, girl, you have episodes to go for season 2. I feel like maybe me and my dad caught it at the point in time where they leave a couple of weeks at the midpoint of the season and then release the second half of the season. We're about to see things to make, grilling, content, coloring, memories, because I'm a nostalgic cancer. I would like to make some new memories in the month of June. What else did I do? One more thing. Studio Ghibli. Okay, anyway, I got some new inserts from the line. I have a yearly overview and a quarterly overview. And then within every quarter, you can see all of the months. I did spend some time for June completing this in the front of my planner. That's probably the only other page that you and I didn't cover. Get to my bingo card. This is what got me out of my luteal slump last night. I was looking at the monthly spread. I was going to make a June vision board and go on Pinterest. Then I was like, oh, I could turn that into a wallpaper. Cute, could do that. Then I was like, oh, maybe I could do a bucket list, a summer bucket list. Too cute, I could do it. Then I was watching this other YouTuber. She was talking about how she was late to the punch card trend, which great idea, but not necessary. And it's just, oh, I had an epiphany. Why not turn the monthly spread into a bingo card? I can't wait. All of the activities that I put on my June bingo card, doing a spread in my junk journal, having a self-care day, having a cozy hobby day, hosting a game night. One of the boxes I put watermelon because it's summertime. Can we eat some watermelon? Taking a bath, discovering a new trailhead, finishing a book, iron gold, getting a massage, going to the farmer's market, trying a new recipe, having a pool day. And then I put 2 or 3 free boxes. I put 2 cozy hobby day boxes. And then in the notes margin of the spread, I put little stars all around the things that I wanted to do or really want to do. So going to a farmer's market on a Saturday, and there is actually an artisan market next door. That could be a solo date activity for me. Explore a new cafe or a library, another farmer's market at the botanical garden. They're doing something called a lantern fest or a summer fest or whatever. This literally has 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 stars around it because at the end of the month, I really want to do this thing. Even if I just get the general admission ticket, I want to go. I feel confident that I will get bingo by the end of the month. But if I don't make it to any of these free concerts, free outdoor movies, Juneteenth celebration, something on the village green, I definitely want to get to the Lantern Fest. And if I can do that, I'll be a happy camper. If you have been struggling, or if you don't use your monthly spread, try a bingo card. You can make it as big or as small as you want. I'm actually very excited about it. Leave a comment down below if you enjoyed this more detailed paper planning overview. I do love a good body double, so I made sure to include that for y'all. Why with this button? Oh, the pen. Pen's upside down. You guys hold, please. That's everything for the paper planner. Let's get into Notion. Welcome back to the Notion dashboard. We are halfway through 2026. I don't think it's too late to start planning. I'm one of those people that it's like every single month, I'm like, it's not too late. If you really think about it, it's never too late to jump into planning, to try something new, to try something different. So, if you're interested in one of my first videos of the year, I go through how I set up this page, et cetera, et cetera. But for now, we're going to jump to the Q2 supporting actions. Per usual, let's spend a bit of time reflecting, refreshing ourselves on our goals for the year and the quarter. Still feel like I'm in my harvesting season. Health and fitness, still on track, especially if I'm going to get back into Pilates. Now, that's very good progress on my physical health. Strengthening my financial foundations, I think that I'm on track. In the personal category, we've got building sustainable routines and finding myself again. I think I'm on track, especially on the routines part. And I think the finding myself again part is just something big and scary and unexpected happened to me at the top of the year. And I really did not feel like myself, being able to get back into my body and listening to my gut and doing all those sorts of things. That's in the personal goals. Cozy hobbies is spending intentional time twice a week. I agree. I'm on track. I went through my literal hobby tracker. And finally, for YouTube, I actually think I will leave it because it's quarterly, but the 2-year business plan's been built. And I went through that in a prior video. And then sustaining my content creation routine. I've been doing that and you would be proud of me. So those are the Q2 goals. I like to start this way just to refresh myself on the more macro level focus. So it's great to go through the months, to review last month, to prep for the coming month. And
is a funnel when it comes to planning. For example, I would not have a goal for every quarter if I didn't have annual goals that the quarterly goals would feed into. Similar for the monthly goals. I would not have monthly goals that don't feed into the quarterly goals, that don't feed into the annual goals. So hopefully that makes sense. But that's why I know it's repetitive. Hopefully you're here for some of that consistency, accountability, repetitive. Like I love that kind of stuff. Um, but if you're like, girl, I done seen it a bajillion times, then I'm cool to skip it, or you can skip it because there's a little timestamp slider thingy.
review, refresh, get myself in the right mentality to go through my goals. Was continuing a 21 days of prayer and fasting. And I did do a couple of days at the top of the month and then I fell off. So I'm going to leave it as on track and I'm going to put fell off early. That's fine. Going to Sunday service in person, I did. I went by friend. It's nice to have people that you can consistently do certain things with. Her and I are both trying to get out of our houses and go to church more. Not because I believe personally that you have to encounter the Lord, but it is nice to be in a room where two or more are gathered and experience the presence of God in a different way and be in the room while we're worshiping and stuff like that. So her and I did do the Sunday service last month. And of course, we had the obligatory brunch afterwards. So it's kind of nice because her and I are also trying new foods and new places and exploring different parts of the city. So that's complete. Letting God manage the things I cannot control. Absolutely. That is complete. This is just a reminder. I don't know that I'll ever delete it, but essentially it says my circle of control is small, which also means it's manageable. So if you think about in reality, all
With you, only your action can change it or improve it. It's kind of small. But to kind of like flip the perspective, the way that I'm trying to think about it is like because it's small, that essentially means there's like a lot less things for me to worry about, right? And the rest, I'm giving it to God.
I just didn't do it. I don't know what to tell you. So not complete, migrating any remaining expenses. Let me think about this for a second. I actually think I did because I do remember I had to just go back in for Crunchyroll and do a thing. And so I'm actually going to say maybe we'll just put this in past tense. And I'm just debating because all it says is migrate them, which I did. It doesn't say anything about updating the Wealth dashboard, which is next, which I didn't do. So I'll do it next month. It's not that big of a deal, particularly for my subscriptions, which I've been talking about, I think, in every single video since I decided I wanted to strengthen my financial foundations. May monthly budget. I didn't do it. Y'all, sometimes it really be like that. There might be more reds on here than we anticipate. Updating this database, I did it. Meeting with my financial, yes, okay. So him and I met and I updated my dashboard ahead of the meeting and also in real time. So these two things are done. I don't know why I put Notion when literally the thing says Notion. Okay, Jordan. YouTube, I'm going to say complete. Locking in my supporting actions. You and I did that in real time. Experimenting with my bear routines and my minimal. Yes, I did so good.
So there is a routine that literally is a minimum viable. So if all that I do in the morning is get out of bed and turn off my alarm, I can like check those things off, hit done, and like I would have done a morning routine. Like I'm sure you've seen online now, it's kind of like your three-tiered routine where you've got a high energy one, a medium energy one, and a low energy one. I treat my routines in the Routinery app, not sponsored, the same way. So I've got the pro version, which just means I have a little bit more access to the analytics and stuff like that. So, yes, that is complete. Posting in the Cove, duh. I love Cove so much. I'm not going to talk about it because I feel like I talk about it all the time and it's not sponsored, not partnering with them. Literally just discovered it and I don't know what to tell you guys. It's been great. Like I was saying before, even for stuff like paper planning, if you're a person, I feel like I get that way all the time where I'm like, where did the month go? Where did the time go? The time is moving by so quickly. What happened in May? Whatever. Having the app really helps me not just reflect on the month when I do the paper planning, but it also just helps me realize, like, yes, maybe the time did fly by, Jordan, but look at all the activities you did. Look at all the meals you made. Look at all the flowers and birds and plants that you took pictures of because bird watching is also a hobby of mine. So I feel like that's definitely complete. That's why I've been using it consistently. One of the reasons why I've been using it consistently. Let's open up the home resets. Y'all would be quite proud of me because my entire dresser is decluttered. Leave a comment down below and tell me that you're proud of me. My entire dresser is decluttered. Did I tell you my entire dresser is decluttered? Y'all, ugh, it just feels so good. I also decluttered one of my like kitchen utensil drawers on a random day. So I did do the second pass of my gym clothes. Actually, let's just go from the top. Okay, staying on top of my laundry, I did it. Changing my air filter, I did it. So all the things that I wanted to focus on for this month, I did. Been going back and forth on the knives, the rusty knives. I did throw them away. I kept them in the block because I don't know, I get worried. It's illogical or whatever the word is that I'm looking for. I don't actually think anybody's digging through my trash or anybody will eventually dig through the landfill to find a knife block and get cut. And who knows? People throw whatever in their trash, so they might be finding things that are like more dangerous than little knives, like kitchen knives. But I was like, just in case, I didn't want anyone to get cut or whatever. Also, if you think about just throwing knives in your trash bag, I'm sure that's gonna rip holes in the bag and stuff. I just decided to keep the knives in the block. They were like rusty beyond belief. I wouldn't even donate them because I wouldn't want other people to be eating off of them, if that makes sense. So that's done. Creating my pantry inventory list. I didn't do it. I don't know if I will. This has been on the list for a minute. Additional home projects. I'm gonna say declutter clothes in my dresser to donate, which I did. Decluttering the actual dresser, I did ahead of my cleaning service coming. It does already need another pass, you guys. I don't know why I can't keep it clean. I reorganized my jewelry. I don't know that I did. I think it's a part of just the mess that's on top of my dresser. Did I spell jewelry wrong? I did spell, wait, Jew. Oh, I did spell it wrong. Last time I think I tried to correct the spelling and it wouldn't let me for whatever reason. And I was like, somebody tell me in the comments if I spelled it wrong. And now I'm like, girl, you spelled it wrong. I did do the second pass of my workout clothes. What's left here? I don't know that I did any of these things. One, I can't reach my ceiling fan. I would need the ladder, I think, to fix this. And it's not fallen off the wall yet. So, two, because I did 2 lessons. One hobby or a craft. End up doing this. Maybe we will this coming month. And if not, it's okay. But I think last month I went into kind of the purpose as to you and I went through my hobby tracker in the paper planner. Cool. Obviously, I've got some hobbies that I want to personally spend some time on. The reason that I keep a monthly goal of doing a hobby with my mom specifically is because you already know I want to do something that I love with someone that I love. So that's just the purpose of this. Again, it's okay. It got postponed.
Book tracker. And actually, I didn't have an unexpected book. Did Oh, I started Wolf Song, but then my friend finished it. It's like 15 hours on. Okay, wait, sorry. I won't talk about it. I won't talk about it. I will just put Wolf Song dot as the unexpected. And I will talk about it when we get to the cozy book tracker section.
If you're not here for the yaps, I would be kind of sad. But also, if you're kind of like, girl, I don't need every line item in your monthly review, let me know because we don't need to spend as much time on this as we do. But I will say, this is for you and me, if that makes sense. Like I said, having the accountability of knowing I would have to like update you on if I change my HVAC filter motivated me and held me accountable to change my HVAC filter. So it's helpful for me to go line by line. Sometimes I miss things. Sometimes I didn't spell something correctly. Sometimes I want to switch some stuff around. So leave a comment down below what your preferred layout run of show is.
Jump into June. All that I did ahead of time is copy the items from May into June. So what I'll say is, maybe let's just start from the top. 21 days of prayer and fasting. What I'm going to put here is finish 21 days of prayer and fasting. I just want to make it to day 21. Sunday service in person. It's June 1st and it's Monday. So I haven't had the opportunity to go to church, but I think we're going to leave that as not started. I think that's fine. I think it's doable. I was just debating right now if I wanted to put twice. So that'd be like half the month I watch Transformation Church on YouTube. Half the month I go in person, but I'm like, one seems doable. And if I can get there more than one time, awesome. Letting God manage the things I can't control, on track. We just talked about this, so I won't spend too much time here, but I would say for spiritual disciplines in the month of June, these are the 3 goals that we are looking to accomplish, only 2 of which I would say have a tangible outcome. In the financial categories, I'm actually gonna change. I'm actually gonna delete this, I think, because I did it. So that's not needed anymore. Updating the Ultimate Wealth dashboard, I haven't started, but I need to. And then all that I'm going to put here is update subscriptions page or tab, honestly. And I don't know, is the task of creating my June monthly budget worth writing down in my Notion planner? Or should I just leave it as June monthly budget? And then if I budgeted in the month of June, like the whole month, I could say complete. I'm just gonna, I don't know, you guys. I'm gonna do 2 separate tasks. Let's duplicate this really fast. Only because, again, in the spirit of breaking things down into small, manageable tasks, create June monthly budget. It's June 1st. Did I mention it's June 1st? Review and update my content planner. When we get to the content schedule section, you and I can do that together. So what I'm gonna say for now is on track because we're gonna do it in a bit. Well, I don't know, you guys. I think also the luteal phase is making me feel like with YouTube that, oh, it's all doom and gloom and I have nothing to post. I clearly have no idea what I want to do. So again, I won't spend too much time in this section of the video, but I will just say I'm not really sure about these. The only one that I am sure about is this one because we're doing it right now. Experimenting with the bear lifestyle. Today is June 1st. So frankly, I think I'm going to say not started. Even though I did do my routine read this morning for my morning routine, and I will probably in an hour do my night routine. It starts at 9. But I will say on track because I've got laundry going. I did a bit of laundry this morning before work. So these 2 things are relevant still. This is irrelevant. Don't come for me. I think I'm going to delete the pantry inventory. I don't know, you guys. It's more work than it's worth, if that makes sense. I do need to clean out my fridge. So I think I'm going to say clean out fridge. Every once in a while, I like to do a deep clean. So that's probably how I'll phrase it. Deep clean freezer, deep clean fridge. And then when my mom was here a couple of months ago, oops, she helped me deep clean my pantry, which is why it's so organized now.
And in addition to like going through the foods, I do like to do a deep clean of my fridge and my freezer. Again, one of those adult things, sanitizing your dishwasher, cleaning out your fridge, cleaning out your microwave, stuff like that. But I think I'm actually going to give myself a bit of a break, deeper breakdown.
Out old foods fridge, then we can duplicate that and do the same thing for the freezer. And then I will say deep clean the fridge would make more sense to me. So it's kind of if in June, all that I do is throw away all of the expired foods, I could get behind that. If I have time to also deep clean my fridge and then etc. for the freezer, I think that's worth separating. So those are my mini resets. I didn't put it in last month's, but like I told you, I went to my utensil drawer and I was like so proud of myself because I was like, oh, another space that I've decluttered. Sweatpants, sweatshirt, that kind of stuff that I had originally put away in totes. I did revisit some of that stuff. Also, now I'm actually just going to put it at the bottom because I can tote of clothes that are too big right now. So I very much am trying to adopt the philosophy of
Obvious to some of you. However, I kind of always feel like with clothing this year, one, I'm trying to like find a style, like find a personal style and wear more mature clothing because I went to the dentist and she thought I was still in college, which is like the biggest compliment. But like, girl, I haven't been in college in a minute. As complimentary as it is to be told that you look young, I do also find that some of that might have something to do with the clothes that I choose to wear and how I choose to style them. And so I've been really trying to like revamp my style or whatever. And so I just say all that to say most of the time I'm a little bit more future oriented when it comes to my clothes. Like, oh my God, one day I'll fit into these jeans because I'm going to lose the weight finally and they're finally going to fit. And there is some merit to that. That totally makes sense to me. And I'm trying to dress for the body that I have right now. So if the jeans don't fit right now, they don't fit right now, and I probably should donate them. Um, I would say the flip side of that for a lot of the clothes that I was going through as I was doing my dresser is just there are just certain clothes that are too big for me right now. And that's okay. I don't think, I don't know for sure, it's probably a better way to put it, that I will always be this size. I think that our bodies change and grow and fluctuate because we're women and that's normal and natural. So at some point, the clothes in that tote will fit me. But right now, they don't fit me, but I don't want to give them away. I don't want to give away all of the clothes that I own, especially the ones that are too big. I feel like it makes sense to hold on to some of that stuff. So it's one tote. It's a mix of like types of clothing. So there's jeans in there, workout clothes in there, t-shirts in there, like sweater, whatever. Like it's a variety of clothes. And I'm actually pretty proud of myself because I only filled one tote, which is pretty good.
for the purposes of motion, I'm just going to call them just in case clothes. My thought process is what if
This has never happened to me, by the way. The moving, yes, but I'm like, what if somebody asked me to help them paint? I don't want to wear my cerulean Devil Wears Prada sweatshirt and jeans to do those sorts of tasks. I'm going to need not clothes that I don't care about, but I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. Clothes that I wouldn't mind getting dirty or muddy or getting paint all over or getting ripped or getting stained. Need a couple of good t-shirts, a couple of good pairs of leggings, maybe an old pair of sweatpants. Like I do need clothes for those sorts of activities. Yes, I have a tiny tote, got it from the Dollar Tree, of my just in case somebody asked me to help them move clothes. So I did work on that.
I remember that I did them, but I would say for June, I don't know that I've just, oh, I did do this actually. Look at me. Oh, so I did forget to put this in last one, but I did actually go through my everyday, my yoga pants and my everyday clothes. I had the dresser drawer for those sorts of things. So let's just quickly move this. We can unbold this. Okay, this feels doable. Bear with me, but this is on track for right now for June. Spanish. It's not that I don't want to do it. It's not that I don't want to do it. I love the language. I've been learning Spanish since I was 6. I think that I am conversationally fluent. I also think it's quite easy to lose a language when you don't practice it. It's quite difficult for me to keep up and refresh my memory. Quiero refrescar la memoria. And so I bought Pimsleur. I bought a year of it and I wanted to give it a try. And there's different lessons. And I was listening to it a lot while I was in my car. But for some reason, I just kind of fell off. So the question for June is, do we want to keep 2 lessons or do we want to push ourselves for 3? That's the question for June. Honestly, because it's June 1st, I might just say, let's try for 3. Let's try for 3. And if I need to come back and revisit and drop down, I can. But I haven't started those. Again, it's June 1st that I mentioned it's June 1st. Hobbycraft with my mom. I'm just a big dang. Not even that I want to remove it, but I don't know that she's going to have, unfortunately, I don't know that she's going to have the time this month. What else could we put here instead, y'all? If it's not a hobby or a craft with my mom, could I do a hobby or a craft with a friend? I'm also thinking gaming is a hobby and my brother games and him and I haven't played in a minute. So maybe I will replace this. His name doesn't need to be on the internet. I don't know. Okay, not started. But I'll text him at some point, maybe over the weekend, and him and I can chill and play a game. Or honestly, he has Pokemon Shield. And so since I've been getting back into that, him and I can do a little Pokemon battle. That might be really cute. Okay, so we're going to update the doing something I love with someone I love from my mom to my brother. That feels doable. And honestly, if my mom has time, she can call me. She knows where to find me. And then books of the month. I will not get into this here, but I actually think I need my phone to check it. But there was a book on Libby. I can see the cover in my mind's eye, but I can't tell you what it's called. But that's going to be the audiobook. I still don't have Spotify audiobook listening hours, you guys, and I'm so mad about it. 15 hours? You only give us 15 hours? So I found a new book on Libby that literally the loan just became available to me today. So I'm just going to add that so that when we get to the cozy book tracker section, I will remember to eventually add this. And all of this looks consistent, I think. And then I'm just going to say on track because tonight I'm going to read some Pendragon before bed. And okay, wait, no, see, this is what happens is I just want to yap about all things. I'll tell you this train of thought in the cozy book tracker section, but this is June, you guys. It looks like a lot every single time. And every single time I'm kind of like, whose idea was the, but as we continue to go through this and make some progress, make some strides, 20 goals for the month does seem like a lot. But y'all know by now, a lot of these I tried to break down into something that is reasonable and manageable and flexible because life happens, right? So these things feel feasible and realistic to me. So we've done paper planning, May reflection, and planning for June in Notion. Let us double back to May and we can get into the YouTube content planner. We'll filter by only YouTube so we can just talk about YouTube for May and June. Okay, self-explanatory. Look at all the greens. You and I did this in the last Plan With Me video. I posted my vlog first, talked about it in the Plan With Me video. This one went up. Check out my newest video. I think it was the one about me reorganizing my hobbies so that I would actually do them. I think it's pretty good. I think I gave some good tips. And it's less than 10 minutes. So check that out if you haven't already after this one. And then we talked about the what's in my cafe bag. So all these videos have been posted. Doobie doobie doo. And it's cool because I did really want to challenge myself to post weekly is the cadence that I wanted to push myself for Q2. And I'm doing it. Review and update the content planner. I'm just going to put complete because you and I are going to do it in a second. Posting the May reflection, I'm going to say on track in progress because we're doing it now. In the spirit of wanting to declutter, I do have a bag of empties that I've been holding on to since last year because I was like, don't you remember the days of the empties where people would roll up? You can trust my opinion on these products because not only do I love them and I'm trustworthy anyways, but also this thing is empty, which means I loved it because it's empty and I finished it, right? I want to do one of those. And then I can recycle all of the empties that I've been holding on to since last year. But I might have, I'm just going to say check backlog for coloring content. I think last year I filmed me coloring and I don't remember what I did with the footage. Let's just jump right into the content planner. She's so aesthetic, you guys. And I know that it was one of my goals, or just one of the things that we talked about is my 2-year plan for my channel. I love that I have it in a banner form. So literally, I've got to like, my glasses are 2020, but also this font is really small. At the time that I made the plan, I had 23 videos posted. Let me specify 23 long form videos posted, which is no small thing. And then I said by the end of the year, because my plan for 2026 in terms of YouTube overall is to build my content repository, I said that I wanted to essentially double the number of videos that I had at the start of the year. And so I want to have 50 videos by the end of the year. And in order to do that, I need to post weekly. What does this say? You already have 23 videos. You need 27 more to hit 50. That's about 3 a month. You've been building this whole time. Now it's the time to build with intention. Yes. Because something else that I talked about, I think in a prior video, is just a lot of my content and my learning and my journey in the first 12 months was really for me. I don't have followers. I don't have subscribers. Like, I'm learning new skills. I wanted to try and do a thing. And now I really like it. And so I want to continue. Right. And there was really not a lot of tailored content for an audience, if that makes sense. I'm sure that there are videos that I posted in the last year that are helpful. Leave a comment and like and subscribe and share with a friend. And I kind of just feel like I posted whatever the heck I wanted to post. And now in my, we can scroll down because I think I put it at the bottom now. Here it is. Now, because I kind of know the stuff I want to talk about, I kind of know the audience I want to appeal to. I have a better sense of the sorts of people that will come and stay on my channel, what kind of interests they have, what would be helpful. I now have what they call content pillars, which how cute is this? But I'm pretty sure I went through this in a prior video, so I won't spend too much time here. But essentially, the point of the content pillars is really I just wanted to create content with intention. Not that, again, the 23 videos I posted last year were not intentional, but I did really just want to make sure that I was able to tailor my content more for you, if that makes sense, more for the brand, as opposed to just posting whatever I want to post, which I still do that in a sense, right? Is a journal ecosystem video helpful for y'all? Probably not, but I want to post it. Okay, let's go back to the top. This, I just posted this actually. So I think what I'm going to do is I think remove the icon and drag this to hold videos. And then you can see, I mean, we've talked about this view of the content planner a lot. This, I think, is the second month that I am continuing this setup. So the 4 videos that I posted in May were the vlog, blah, blah, blah. And so now those are dragged over. As I think of ideas or want to drag things up from the backlog, I just updated this to be like a next month. That way I know. And then like these things like this, how to declutter when it's low key stressing you out and you have zero motivation. That's my closet clean out video that like I want to film eventually, but like, it's going to take me a minute because my closet is not clean. So that's what I call in the queue. So I just added a section for quick ideas just in case I am ready to drag one of these ideas here. Then eventually I would drag one of these things here, etc. So June content schedule. So let's just drag content. Yeah. Let's drag an empty space here. So I have placeholder. Okay. We talked about the empties. We're doing the plan with me right now. Maybe I'll even film me and my brother playing for a minute. I don't know. Well, this might be coloring or gaming. See, I'm already ready. And honestly, this graphic is going to be the title of my video. So it says world is on fire, but I'm doing my little hobbies. That's what I want to title the video. And then again, you're either going to be body doubling to read with me, body doubling to write with me, body doubling to color with me. You and I can spend some good hobby time together. So that's what we're looking at for that one. This one, did I put anything in here? I did not, which is interesting. Normally, I would have my intro, my outro. But actually, now that I'm thinking about it, yesterday I filmed my intro, outro, and then the paper planning B-roll for this video that you're watching right now. I think I forgot in my outro to include I told you last time, I'm just trying something new for my outro so that I can experiment with engagements. And so instead of putting this in my intro, they say, I don't know, different schools of thought, but they say treat every video like it's somebody's first video, which means every video would get an intro. And so I understand that school of thought. Nobody wants to hear your intro. They just want you to get into video. So I think what I'm going to do in the June is I'm just going to put this, and then maybe I'll film this tonight before we wrap. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. But this is my channel motto, purpose, whatever. And typically what I say now is if this was helpful, hit subscribe and share it with a friend.
I would like my content to reach the people that it's meant to reach. And it is a really good sign and like show of, I don't know, quality. It's not the word I'm looking for, but like it's a really good sign if somebody shares your video or like saves your video to a playlist, because that means not only was it helpful for them, they think it will be helpful or entertaining or whatever for somebody else. They want to come back to it so much so that they like saved it. So subscribe, save, share with a friend, all that. And I think the rest of this part of the script is okay. So you might see me in the outro wearing different clothes than I was originally, or I might decide to just film it all again.
And I think for this, I think I want the SOP. The SOP should be the same. I was like, I think I want it to be the same. The SOP should be the same. So let's do heading 3. And we did this in the 5 minute. We did this
And my library.
planning purposes as well. I always put it as optional because I don't know, you guys, I don't know if that's interesting. We'll leave it on the SOP for right now. These are the 2 remaining categories that I still need to film in order to complete the Plan With Me videos. For empties, did I put in anything? Clear out nightstand and physical 2025 empty. I just recently watched a skincare MD's video. I don't know why that is nightstand a thing? Spell check. Okay. I just watched a skincare MD's video, and he did a very good job he picked the cool background in his space or whatever, and he would slide the product into frame. I want to do that. Anyway, he literally had full versions of whatever it was that he would slide into frame, yap about the thing, say why he likes it. And then I think I want to add in some transition slides or just, I don't know, a running slide or something or text so that what is it called? How much is it generally? And then I think he's in a different space with his channel than I am. Have you ever noticed on YouTube now?
And they earn commission. You can scan it with your phone and then literally buy it while they're talking. I'm like, if that's not influencing, I don't know what is. But I want to do that. I want to do that, you guys. There's so many things that I love that I want to share and that I want you to love also. So,
Which is me holding up everything and telling you why I like it. And I think I'm just going to put intro, outro. What else, y'all? Let me put product info on a slide or on a screen. Because I will have to do the research for the thing ahead of time so I can tell you where to find it, what it's called, how much generally. So I actually think this is more of a research thing. What else is in the content planner? Cozy Hobby Day, we went through. Journal Ecosystem Tour. See, this is a good example of me attempting to create content for you as opposed to for me, even though I love that it says content type yourself is primary, which I find hilarious. But anyway, this is the content. I try to do what I call a strategy audit before I put an idea into my content planner. Obviously, from the other 3 videos that we just went through, I don't do it all the time. Not every type of video warrants it. Like a cozy hobby day doesn't warrant it. It's just, I like hobbies, you like hobbies, let's do our hobbies together. This hits the joyful living content pillar. This is the content type. My mindset here is that at the end of 2026, I don't want all the videos that I posted to be like yourself as the type of content. I want it to either be like building my brand, establishing my brand, or content for you, as opposed to, again, content for me. The internal struggle of somebody that might benefit from a journal ecosystem tour video is I want to be someone who journals, but I never stick with it. I've tried it. It feels like homework. I don't know what to write in my journal. I don't know why I'm doing my journaling. I don't know how to make journaling a ritual that I can like integrate into my schedule. These are examples of things that I feel like you might be thinking about and that would draw you to watching a journal ecosystem tour video. Or like, because they're super popular right now, to get mine to stand out in the sea of journal ecosystem videos. I don't know if we'll achieve it in 2026, but There's also somebody out there that just likes them, that likes journaling and wants to watch another person talk about their ecosystem. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for the internal struggle. TNT stands for title and thumbnail. These are examples of potential titles that I would want to name the video. Quick glance. This one is a good contender, and this one is a good contender. And honestly, in a world where everything is digital, maybe this would say, here's what I still do by hand. That could be a good contender, or even just like everything's digital. Here's what I still do by hand. Something like that. So I'll bold this one. So those are my 3 title ideas for right now. Oh, I'm so silly, you guys. I'm so silly. I clearly already picked some examples. Let's delete these. I don't need them. And that last title doesn't appeal to me as much as it did when I wrote this. In terms of what they call text overlaid, which is literally just text on top of something, overlaid on top of something. My thumbnail text might say journal ecosystem because I don't know, it's easy. In the 2 seconds that you're going to take to scroll past my video, you'll know what it's about from the thumbnail because it's trendy. You and I have talked about this before. I might consider this. So that's the title, thumbnail, text. Then I think about what do I want my thumbnail to actually be? Do I just want it to be all of my journals all together, a close up, more of me sitting, me holding a journal staff and smiling. I don't know. See, but just me holding the staff like this. Imagine it, envision it. I love going through this with y'all in real time. It's interesting to me because now that I'm looking at this, I'm kind of like that I necessarily go into every video with like, here's the exact pose or here's the exact thumbnail. I kind of just like sometimes pause in the frame and like hold up a couple of different things and like smile and not smile. And then I will screenshot whatever I feel like is most viable. And I do the A/B test for the thumbnail. Studies show that journaling for just 15 minutes, 3 days a week can reduce anxiety symptoms by up to 45%. This is clearly not done. I need to go through the script. Do I even want to do talking head about doing things by hand? I don't know. Leave a comment which of these videos you're most excited, you're most looking forward to. You can see here from May, the videos that I posted. I don't remember if I did the community post. Oh, I didn't. So I basically did everything except I think this one was obviously scheduled because it's up now. Then this would be full 8 out of 8. But anyway, this What's in My Cafe bag is a good example of what a completed video would look like in this table that I've made that I really like, especially because there's 8 line items and in the circle icon, there's 8 slices. And so it's very easy for me to know where I'm at. I'm going to take some time to update this. What's nice about this as I'm going through it now is I actually think one of these will be the same every single time. So if I'm doing a plan with me every single month, I don't need to keep changing the pencil icon. So that's just something I was thinking about as I was updating this. This looks pretty good. It's all clean. Before we move on, you know the drill. I am done with this because we are in the plan with me right now. I'm filming. So this will say, where's the tiny 2 of 8? Because 2 of these things are done out of 8. Thank you for sticking around with me and being patient as we planned out the June content. And finally, last but not least, let's yap about some books. I am manifesting one day Spotify will sponsor me and give me unlimited audiobook listening hours. Until then, I am still waiting. I got 10 days before my audiobook listening hours renew so I can finish Iron Gold Part 2. The graphic audio team, I'm going to call them, hasn't completed all of Pierce Brown's books in the graphic audio format. I think they stop at Dark Age, and I don't know if they've done Sons of Air. So anyway, that's where we are with the Red Rising saga. I'm about 85% of the way through. Even though I'm not done, I already know. All these books, 5 out of 5 stars, 6 out of 5 stars. I added Wolf Song. My friends and I are sharing our book recs and books we heard were good and wanted to try. So we started Wolf Song. I probably got through 20% of the book in a day. And then my friend was already reading it prior to me. So I said, oh, if my friend's reading it, she's got good taste in book, like I can read it too. And then we can talk about it, was the plan. She gets all the way through again the book and texted in our group chat and was like, nah, bro, not worth your time. She was like, you could spend that other 10, 12 hours more wisely. So I DNF'd it and then I asked her what happened. And then I said, yeah, that makes sense. Not for me. It was already moving too slow for me in general. And I was at 20% of the way in. If you've ever read it and you love it, comment down below because that's cool too. We don't all need to like the same things, you guys. Pendragon, maybe I'm at 80%, but we can leave it at 75. I'm getting to the good part where if Bobby will tip the scales or not. You see the outcome of St. Dane's meddling, and it's as good as I remember with a couple of notes. DJ McHale's writing is, he does a lot of, oh, and then I open the door and you wouldn't believe what I saw. Blah, 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 blah. Or he'll be like, I was just like sitting minding my business and then guess what I heard? Or I heard the biggest sound ever. It's kind of like Bobby will think of a lead in to a thing that happens. When I'm done, I'll find the quote to give a better example. But personally, I don't need the lead in. I don't need you to tell me like, oh my God, I saw something so unexpected. Just get to the part where you see the unexpected thing. Like I don't need a lead in, like a sentence to lead me into that. That's something that happens enough in the book for me to notice it. This is the first book in the series. I will be curious for him as a writer as I continue through that series, if that's something that he continues, if that's a part of his style, if he adapts, whatever. It very much reads middle grade, which is fine. It's exactly what I wanted. It's obviously working for me as my nighttime book if I'm 75% of the way through and I haven't DNF'd it. Would recommend if you've never read Pendragon. It's a very good series. If you've got a middle schooler, would recommend. If you're an adult like me, it's still a good read. Little Thieves, I've been crushing. I could probably finish this by the end of June, which is why I put that there. Let's check and see our percentage. We are 71% complete, which is amazing. Great progress. For a real-time book tracker update, it is Wednesday, June 10th today. The premise is very good. I went on Libby. I wanted something that was quite different from somebody got murdered and who murdered them. I think I've read a lot of those books, a lot of TV. Crime is super popular. I actually think it's probably one of the biggest genres out there, like crime and mystery and murder. I needed a break from that. This is fantasy, but it's not high fantasy, in my opinion. Because I'm listening to the audio, did I put that in the... Let's check. Fantasy, yeah. I think I put humor. I don't know why I put humor. Do I think it's funny? It's got some lines that'll make you chuckle. But let's just put that for now. I don't know. Murder! I will never stop being dramatic when I come across that tag. Paranormal? What? I'll keep it at fantasy for now. But yes, I'm listening to it on Libby. Some of the names of the characters in the world, they seem German adjacent to me, just by ear. And sometimes that's hard to keep up with. Margaret Owens does a very good job at giving me what I crave as a reader, which is a slow burn romance. I am and have been never really my style of, oh my God, I saw this guy one time and we said 2 words to each other. I'm in love. Or, ugh, I got poisoned and then this guy saved me, but like we've never really talked to each other, but we're getting married. I made a deal to save my kingdom. I got kidnapped, but like he gave me a library though. Let's get married. A lot of the Disney tropes out there, or a lot of the Disney movies out there, in my opinion, the women fall in love too quickly. I'm not for the insta love because to me, it's not realistic. Whether you're in a fantasy or a crime or any other genre, I love when people do slow burn well. So that's something that I've been loving. She puts her characters in similar situations that like I have done in the past. So I'm like, oh, the woman has great taste. There's this part in the book where the main character's injured and she's like, "Ugh, I don't even know why I'm like noticing that he's so hot." She's denying it. You could tell that like he's kind of denying it, but their relationship from the beginning of the story to where am I? 70% of the way through has very much felt quite gradual. They're strangers, then they've got to like work together to do a thing, and then they're realizing that they're attracted to each other, but like nothing has happened, you guys. One of my favorite things is I want to be kicking my feet and giggling for a pinky touch. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying.
I want to be holding my breath off chance that my characters are gonna like brush hands as they like walk by each other. That's the kind of slow burn I'm looking for. It is the type of slow burn I also would love to master one day as a writer. I eat that up because I just think it's freaking fantastic. And the payoff, sometimes the payoff's not good, but if the payoff is good, y'all. So 5 out of 5 stars for the slow burn. She's created great characters on their own, but I also experiencing them as a team is very dynamic. They're a very dynamic duo. So yeah, I got sucked in on Libby by the premise. Read the back of the book or read the description and you'll get sucked in too. I was like, dang, this sounds so interesting. And this was recommended to me. This total has jumped from the last time we were in the Cozy Book Tracker together. And the reason I did that is because I'm trying to give myself credit for all the time I've spent reading. All of the Red Rising books in the series are two-parters. So Red Rising Part 1 is like 14, 15 hours. Red Rising Part 2, 14, 15 hours. The books are long, but because I haven't finished Part 2, it's like technically you didn't finish the book. But I was like, you know what? Do you know what you could do in a day with 15 hours? Read. So I wanted to give myself the credit. That's how I am choosing to track my books. I do have a good feeling by the end of June, I could finish all of these. I literally only pick up Pendragon before bed, or if I'm winding down to get ready for bed. I'm so glad that I switched my nighttime book. I told y'all before, I was reading The Golden Couple. I don't know if I'll go back to it, but I paused it for now because it was just like a lot for my brain. The book I was reading is why I could honestly verge into adult, and then Pendragon is middle grade. So to like come down a reading level, I don't know how to explain it. Your brain is so tired by the end of the day. You have decision fatigue. You've been busting your butt. You've been taking care of your kids, fixing your car. By the time you get into bed and you're ready to fall asleep, your brain has had a day. So it's not that I can't read or adult books or I think that they're hard, but there's just something about I'm going to call it an easeful read. Anyway, that is all for the Cozy Book Tracker.
If this video was helpful, hit subscribe and share with a friend. Leave a comment down below. What is one thing on your summer bucket list? Until next time, keep it cozy.